Welcome to Neighborly Natalie. I'm Natalie Parsons here hanging out at the Louisiana SPCA making some furry friends with the one and only Kevin Duggan joining us yet again. And we have this girl who's kind of like an escape artist. Let's just get right into her. Who do we have here?
Yeah, this is Mia. Mia, and call her Mama Mia. She is approximately, I forget how old she is, honestly. I would say maybe 4 or 5 would be my guess.
I could see that.
And she is happy to be with people. She's done play groups with other dogs and coexists fine with them. She likes to chase lizards.
She does like to run around. She's got a lot of pep in her step.
She does. And I guess I'll say she is available for adoption or foster. She is heartworm positive, which means her adoption fee is 0.
Whoa.
And then that means you just need to do heartworm treatment, which is about $200 that covers the treatment and also 6 months of prevention.
You know, I feel like people get so deterred when they hear that a dog is heartworm positive. What can you say to them to kind of set their mind at ease in that aspect? Because it's not a death sentence. It's just a, situation.
It's a situation, and so the big thing is it's treatable, and it's treatable in the sense that they get rid of it altogether, and then they are good to go. So they just have to, we have to watch their energy output. We got to keep them relatively calm while they're on the treatment.
How long is the treatment for, like 6 months or something like that?
We start them off with 30 days of doxy, and then I think after
Really?
that... Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Just to kind of get it started, and then there's 3 injections.
But it is something that's curable. $0 adoption fee, just have to pay for her treatment. And I can tell you in the little amount of time that I've known her, I'm obsessed. She's gorgeous. She has the most beautiful eyes. She's so playful. Obviously, she likes the snuggies. I mean, this is a really good indication of the type of dog she is, because you see how I'm holding her right now? Big dogs, depending on what they have been around, may not necessarily like it, but she's totally cool with me pulling the little dog antics with a bigger dog. So I can tell that she is gorgeous and amazing. And, not only is she here, but some of our past furry friends are still here, like Dexter, he's still here. If you like cats, my feline fanatics, Otis and Reggie are still here. And they seriously look like twins, but they're not related. So if you're looking for a nice bonded pair, I think they could probably work out.
They've been together every day, so I think they'd be fine.
Totally. And then Frankie is still available, the one with like the insanely long tongue. Oh, and then we can't forget about King, the life-saving dog.
Yep,
the fact that he has been here for an extended amount of time continues to baffle me, because he's the one who saved a Cocker Spaniel friend by giving of himself and his blood. You don't hear that type of story every day, and you can hear it on, I think it's episode 10, 9, one of those.
Mm-hmm.
But Mr. Trainer, we have lots to go talking about today in terms of summertime. The change in routine that can throw off the puppers.
Yeah, I think that's a huge thing, is a change of routine. So dogs get really comfortable with the routine, whether that be, you're working this normal hours, but then all of a sudden summer comes and your hours switch, or you've got kids and all of a sudden that's changing. So what ends up happening though is it can throw them off.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the best things we can do is, if we change our routine, really try to stick to that new routine and just make it predictable for them. They do like when they can see what predicts what. They're really good at figuring that out.
They're very good with time, especially when it involves their food.
Oh yes, yeah.
Even with like the time changes for like daylight savings and stuff, that blasted 1 hour, they will come at you either later or earlier, just like with what they're used to.
Oh yeah.
They catch on.
They do, and that's, speaking of time and everything, so whenever we are changing routines, I think most people do enjoy giving their dogs something to do as the person's leaving, something for the dog to do, like a Kong that's filled with peanut butter or a certain chew. Definitely do those things if you're changing routines, maybe a little extra special thing, so that way they've got something to pay attention to.
True or false? Because I saw this on social media where somebody was saying that if you're about to leave the home, sometimes people will make an absolute fuss in saying goodbye, get really, really like high up energy, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
And they were saying not to do that.
I think it might be dog dependent. I know, like with my dog, I could do that, and then I could say, okay, go to Crate Buddy and give something to do. It wouldn't matter to him.
Okay.
But maybe some dogs, they'd get really excited, and then just, okay, bye, I'm out of here. They might be thrown off by that.
Okay.
So it's probably not the worst advice in the world to try to downplay your comings and goings.
Okay.
Try to decrease some of the excitement there.
Totally.
But I don't think it's a deal breaker for every case.
I don't ever say goodbye to my Gigi. I go, see you later, mommy will be home soon.
Yeah.
But I'm not normal, so I don't really know if you want to take my advice. And then
I do the same thing.
and then also some people go taking extended trips.
Yeah.
And so they may have to go boarding their pets or give them to a friend or family member to go watching. And that can really put on display whether or not your dog has separation anxiety.
Sure, yeah. So that can be hard. So I would recommend doing some tests. You know, don't just go for a 2-week trip for the first time in a long time and just see what happens with your dog. You know, if you're hiring a pet sitter or if you're doing like the boarding, dog daycare boarding, that sort of thing, not a bad idea to do one like ahead of time. Do one overnight, see how they do. See, you know, we can try to get them more comfortable in those environments with doing things gradually as opposed to just throwing them into it.
Yeah, doing the little like trial beforehand is great also because you could see when you go and pick up your pet what their body language and their demeanor is like, because you can tell a lot by that. Did they have a good time? Do they like the person or the facility that you left them in? Because you want your pet to be comfortable and not be completely miserable when you're gone.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're always thinking about them when we're gone, so it's like we want to make sure they're feeling good.
I mean, you're saying 2 weeks. I don't know who the heck could do that if you have a pet.
I couldn't.
So maybe training can definitely help with that.
Yeah. I mean, training in general, it's a good way. Like training sets a dog up to be able to do the things that we want them to do, and it really comes down to they get a reinforcement history for these new behaviors. Hey, sweetie. And we're making sure that the unwanted behaviors are no longer getting reinforced. And so when a behavior is reinforced, it continues to get stronger. When it's not reinforced, it will not continue or it'll drift away. And so a lot of training is all about teaching them what we want them to do. And whether it is, you know, getting ready to go somewhere, whether it is just trying to decrease unwanted behaviors in your home, just working on training is just a huge help. It makes everyone's life less stressful.
Talk about how some of your programs could help with that, or which ones in particular.
Yeah, so we've got group classes and one-on-one training. Both of them kind of work off of the same training plans based on what the person's goals are. So if I want my dog to be able to settle at night instead of jumping on the counters or something, you know, whether it be one-on-one training or whether it be a group class, we can reach the goal of teaching them to do a more appropriate behavior. One-on-one training might reach the goal a little bit quicker, but it does cost a little bit more. Whereas the group class, you'll reach your goal, it just will take a little bit longer, but you're also getting a little bit more training out of it because you're getting a lot more sessions.
Yeah. Oh, you're kind of catching the tip of Mia's nose. I wish you could see. She's getting all the loving. She's such a gem. This dog, we're just going to go back to her for a second because you mentioned that she's been with you, correct me if I'm wrong, for 3 months. Mia, you want to come up? Let's see if I can get her to come up here.
Come on.
Hold on, let me get my cookies out.
She's thinking about it. Here she comes. Good
Here, I'll even
girl.
give you a cookie. I'll give you a few cookies. The last dog that we had did not want my cookies, and I was a little offended, so we'll see about Mia.
It wasn't you, it was the cookies.
Yeah.
So Mia has been with us for somewhere around 3 months. She's one of our longer length of stay dogs. And I think that sometimes they don't show as well on the website or something, and so they get overlooked. So one of the things I recommend doing is when you're coming in to potentially adopt a dog or even foster a dog, try to meet a few of them. And we have dogs in the condos that you see when you walk in, but we also have a lot of dogs that aren't in the condo. Yeah, behind the scenes. We rotate them so that they all get condo time and they can be seen by the public. But Mia already had her condo time, so now she's behind the scenes. And so she might get more condo time eventually, but right now, if you wanted to meet her, you'd have to come in and ask about her.
Okay.
And she'd be, you know.
Oh, somebody come get her. Oh, I mean, you know, this is kind of touching on the whole, it always baffles me once you get like engulfed in the rescue life and you meet all the pets that you guys always get, because they're just fantastic and so phenomenal. And each one has a story, as Christian always says. And even though some of them have been through some horrific events, they are always so willing to love again and try again and, you know, live that beautiful life. And I almost feel anybody who goes to a breeder is doing like a disservice to the general public. I'm being harsh right now. My words, not yours. Because right now you have over 100 pets, both in the dog and cat category at this location, not even the Plaquemines Parish location. Come on up. That are in need of homes. And we've been seeing over the last few weeks, the pets that we've featured are just sitting.
Yep. Yeah, it's, definitely. You want that treat, sweetie?
She's got two.
Here we go.
Okay, I see whose treat she likes better.
I bet. Oh, she's going for the whole bag. I have a beef food roll, which they find to be quite valuable. She's back
Do you
here,
want to
so
just stick your nose in? Just go for it.
just go for it. So, I think that it's hard
Okay,
because
greedy.
she's like, I'm going to eat it all.
I don't want you to suffocate yourself. Get your head out of the bag.
But it's hard because people we want dogs.
Okay, that's enough.
I think some people are like, hey,
They want a particular.
they want a particular dog.
But you guys do get purebreds.
We do, yeah. And I think people, a lot of them want to go the puppy route because they're like, hey, if I get a puppy, I know
Come up here.
that I'm going to potentially socialize it correctly. I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you go for the shelter dog route, whenever you get a puppy, things might be just fine. Like you can socialize them, you get all that. But when you get a dog that's an adult like her, she's already reached social maturity. So
It's the best age, in my opinion. You skip out on the teething, you skip out on the house breaking, you skip out on like the annoyances of the puppies. Not that puppies
Exactly.
aren't amazing, but
Yeah, and she is who she is. Well, you'll see who she is. There'll be very minor changes during those first 3 weeks, 3 months. I mean, she is who she is. You're not going to get surprised. So
no. And how long does it take for a dog to officially get comfortable in their new home?
yeah, I mean, the first couple days they're pretty thrown off.
Totally.
After a few weeks, they're feeling better. But I think depending on what their life has been like, it's going to take a couple months for them to
Okay.
really.
So
Really feel good about
be
it.
gentle with them, essentially. Like you're getting to learn them, they're getting to know you, and you don't know their cues yet.
Be gentle, give them lots of love. I like to start off with training right away because the training is fun for them and for me, for
And
us.
you guys get to know each other better that way
Know each
too.
other. Yeah, the training is all reward based, so they are happy, willing participants. It's a good bonding experience right out of the gate. And then they can learn what to expect. It's like, oh, when I'm in the house, if I get on the counters, I'm asked to lay down and stay instead, all this sort of stuff. So it's good to start off pretty early on.
Yeah, and you always hear the whole saying you can't go teaching an old dog new tricks. You absolutely can.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Definite.
Yep.
So, being that you are Mr. Trainer, would you like to show us something with her?
Yeah, she's not an old dog, but let's see if we can teach her a trick. So
Okay. All right, what are we gonna do?
All right, so let's see if we can teach this, not that old dog, but sort of adult dog, a new trick. Let's teach her how to spin in a circle. So we'll take a piece of food, guide her in a circle and treat her, let her eat it, guide her in a circle, treat her, let her eat it. And what I'm looking for is to get into a rhythm where she sort of is grasping the concept that once she does that full circle, that's what's going to produce the reward. So right now, this is her learning how to spin for a food lure. Once that's going smoothly, which it is right now, we can turn it into a hand signal. So now my hand will be empty. We'll follow that same motion. Come on, finish it off. Follow that same motion, and then she'll get rewarded. So she's going to start doing it without actually having a piece of food to guide her. Good girl. And the last thing, which will not work the first time you teach it, is adding in the verbal cue. So I would look at her and I'd say, spin. And right now she's she sat. She's like, oh, I think I know what that means. But what we do is then teach her what it means by showing it to her with that hand signal. So again, it would be spin. She's going to look at me like, I don't know what that means. I think it means sit. And then we do this and reward. And eventually, when she hears spin, she's going to start to spin instead of needing the actual hand signal. So that's that. Let's see. I've never tried this with her. Can we teach her to sit pretty? Yeah, good. That's a good
What does
start.
that mean? What does sit pretty mean?
It's just a fancy trick to look extra cute. So this is actually physically hard for a lot of dogs because they have to flex their, I dropped it. They have to flex their muscles. And so they can generally only do so many in a row before you have to give them a break
Okay.
because it really is like stomach muscles.
So it's like a little extra leap, but not quite in the air.
It's like eventually sitting with paws up, but sitting on their booty. So,
Yeah.
And it looks like that to start.
I think she loves the training.
She does.
But I think every dog likes it because it gives them stimulation and gets their brain working in different ways. And look at the baby.
So there's 2 tricks right out the gate. So now we've got a dog that has learned a little bit of sit pretty and also how to start to spin in a circle. And again, she's 4 or 5 or something like that. And now all of a sudden she's a little trick dog, just like that.
Well, thank you so much for showing us those tricks. I feel like doing segments with you everybody's going to learn something, and it's just a matter of getting started with training.
Yeah, just get started.
So where can people go to find out more information about any training opportunities within the Louisiana SPCA?
Yeah, so LASPCA.org, under the resources tab, there is dog training. And so you've got all the group classes listed, private training, and we even have behavior scholarships for anybody that needs financial assistance. Fill out the application, and then I reach out to you. So it's really just set up to be easy. And then before I forget, we also have some events coming up. So we've got an adoption event coming up this Saturday.
On the 27th?
27th, which is at PetSmart, called Adopt Joy. And then we have another event later in the day called Strays and Gays, which will have adoptable puppies and will be a lot of fun.
And it's trivia too.
Yes.
Oh, so lots of stuff going on, different ways you could go actually helping out the Louisiana SPCA, whether it's adoption or just showing your support, giving donations. And let's see if Mia can come back in before we head on out. Don't forget about Dexter, Frankie, Reggie, Otis, King, and then now this girl Mia. She's just cute as can be. Look at this face. Oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. Somebody come get her. Come get her. Oh, look at her. Louisiana SPCA, don't go anywhere because we have What Up NOLA coming up after the break on Neighborly Natalie. See you then. Welcome back to Neighborly Natalie. This is What Up NOLA, a really fun social media interactive portion of the show where you, the viewer, gets to control the conversation and basically determine what we talk about. I love this segment because every single episode we talk about something different and you never cease to surprise me. Every single week it's pretty cool. So basically the way this works is I go posting on my Facebook page first on either Wednesday or Thursday, letting you folks know that I am taking submissions. Usually the deadline is Sunday at 9 a.m. You can usually comment right below this posting, or also I have been doing a little posting on Instagram in terms of questions. My Instagram is Natalie G. Parsons, and you could submit questions, comments, and sound-offs that way as well. I've also, as if 2 ways are not enough, there's a third way that you could go giving me some submissions, and that is through a Facebook Live that I go doing on Saturday evenings at 7 p.m., and we just have a fantastic conversation about Neighborly Natalie, upcoming weather situations. Lately it's been the tropics too because we are in hurricane season, so we just have a fun time for about 30 minutes on Facebook. You submit your questions, comments, and sound-offs right underneath that. So any way you want to go getting your submissions in, you have 3 different ways. Bring it on. Let's see what we have for this episode. We've been revisiting this question a few times because my little G monster has been we've been going through the process of trying to figure out what in the world is going on with her. So Seth asking, how is Miss Gigi doing? So to give you a little bit of a recap, I guess it's like a little over a month ago, I learned of the diagnosis that my little girl has. It's kind of hard to pronounce. It's one of those like 20-letter words. It is sinus something with an H. And essentially this condition impacts your lymph nodes, but she also has an enlarged liver that we are keeping an eye on. Before we really dove in deep, she had abdominal fluid. So we're really trying to figure out what in the world is going on with her enlarged lymph nodes and her enlarged liver. We did go to a vet for a follow-up. It is a internal medicine vet, and we had another sonogram. And this is the first appointment, I'd say, where I feel like we really haven't seen any progress. She is now on a 3rd medication. Initially, she was just on the doxycycline, the prednisone, and then the last appointment we had, I added in a Topica as per the vet's guidance. Still seeing the enlarged liver and lymph nodes. And anybody who has a dog, you kind of understand where I'm coming from. Like, you know, you pay a lot of money, not for nothing. It's like $300 a pop, which I don't mind because she's my baby and I want her to get better. But I like to know that we're seeing progress, and I kind of feel like we may be getting to the end of the line with this particular vet, and I may need to find a new one to see if there is something else that we could do. And I also feel like we initially went to this vet and her situation was the enlarged liver as well. We're not seeing any change whatsoever there. I know that the vet had told me that one of the symptoms or effects of prednisone, if you're on it long term, is that you can have an enlarged liver. So she wasn't really like focusing in on that, but it's still a symptom that we haven't figured out what the deal is. So we're still trying to figure out what is going on. I think we've come to the end of the road with this vet. And so if any of you know of a really fantastic internal medicine vet, or you have had a dog who dealt with an enlarged liver, enlarged lymph nodes, and maybe you have some guidance in a way that you could better direct us, I am willing to go see anybody in the surrounding NOLA area. I am willing to drive out to Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, even Florida, if that's what it takes to go getting my little girl to feel better, because she's only 6. So this is a really puzzling situation. And I fought like hell with my last dog when she had renal disease and started having seizures and all this stuff. And I'm the type of dog mom, I will basically do the exact same thing for my little Gigi. So fingers crossed, lots of prayers. And if you know of anything, sharing is caring, let me know, guide me. But moving on to this next one, I am a geek for your weather pictures. This one is Sam O'Leary. He is located in North Carolina. He lives somewhere along the coastal areas, and he loves to send me his weather pictures, and he knows I geek out to them. Right now, North Carolina is dealing with a super drought. They are in absolute need of rain. I mean, honestly, they could just take all the rain that we've had it. We're done. So this is a picture. It still looks pretty good for an area that's in a drought. You still have the green grass and, a little brown across the street, but blue skies, not too shabby. Thank you so much, Sam, for your images. I super appreciate it. And of course, if you want to go sharing your weather pictures with me, please go sending them. You have a variety of different ways that you can actually go doing that. You could either email me at nparsons@wgno.com. You could send it to the overall newsroom at pics@wgno.com, or you can submit them to me through Facebook and Instagram over at my pages at Natalie G. Parsons, because I love to go seeing them. But yeah, thank you so much, Sam, for this image. I love it. Can't wait to see the other images that you're going to go having for me. He has sent me some absolute storm ones too, so I'll have to go searching for them, and maybe I'll share them in the next episode. But let's get some images from Mississippi and Louisiana, because we haven't really gotten too many of those. But moving on to the next question, this one is coming from Dirk. He submitted his question through Instagram. He's saying, where are you originally from? And if it's not NOLA, how do you like it here? And do you plan on staying? So I'm originally from Long Island, New York. Grew up there, and then in 2014, I ended up moving out to Fargo for my first news reporter job. At that point in time, I worked there for 2 different stations, and then from there, I decided that the wonderful world of news was not so wonderful after all. And so I took a crack at doing morning traffic and lifestyles in South Carolina. I did that for a little bit. And then I did some freelance work in Columbia, South Carolina for, I think I was out of the business for about 5 years. And then from there, I got my first weather job up in Greenville, North Carolina. Was in that area for about 2 years. And then I moved to NOLA back in 2025. We've just passed that 1-year mark. So not too shabby. Do I plan on staying? I don't really know if I can ever predict the future. I feel like every time I try to make plans, God has something else planned for me in some capacity. So if it isn't God's will, then I'll stay. If God is going to go sending me somewhere else, then we'll see where the road leads. But for now, I'm okay being here. New Orleans is a definite special spot, and I'm lucky to be here. Thank you very much. So great question. We'll see what happens. But as of now, you definitely got me at least until May 2027. So we'll see what happens from there. Moving on to this next question. Marco, another Instagram submission. He's asking, what are your socials that keeps us connected? Facebook, X, IG, Threads, YouTube, etc. So I actually like to keep it simple for you all. All you have to do is punch in Natalie, Natalie, G as in giraffe, which is my middle initial, which stands for Jean, Gene. That's my middle name, you're welcome. And then my last name, Parsons. So it's Natalie G. Parsons. That is the handle, that is the username on everything. We're talking Facebook, Twitter, X, Threads, YouTube, Instagram, Truth, all the other ones. I mean, every single one. Just look me up that way and then you can find me. So, and of course, give me a little follow, give me a little message, introduce yourselves and all that stuff, and we'll engage for sure. So that's going to wrap up this week's Neighborly Natalie's What Up NOLA. I love your questions. Please don't forget to go check out the Weather Team's latest series on WGNO Plus. It's called Tracking the Tropics, and you can catch it live streaming every Tuesday at 3 p.m. And if by chance you go missing the live stream, you could also catch it later on in the day at 7:30 p.m. That's going to be Central Time for you. So 2 options to go check it out. We go talking everything involving hurricane season 2026, tracking the tropics, letting you know if there's anything that we're keeping an eye on. and the impacts and what to expect, and we just try to keep you really, really informed because knowledge is power, and we don't want you to not be prepared. We want you to know everything that is going on this hurricane season. Luckily, we lucked out with Arthur. Not so much in the severe weather that we dealt with instead, but Arthur was not a tropical storm. When it came into our neck of the woods, it was a post-tropical cyclone Arthur, which essentially is the remnants of a tropical storm. But overall, we lucked out, minus the severe weather. But this Tuesday, make sure you tune in. It will be Hank and I this week, and every so often we go rotating it up. So this Tuesday, for sure. And as always, Neighborly Natalie, submit me your questions, comments, and sound offs to my Facebook, Instagram. You can even send me an email if you really want to go getting crazy about it. And don't forget about my Facebook Lives on Saturday night at 7 p.m. So many ways to go engaging with you, and that's what this particular segment is all about. So let me know what you want to go talking about, and I will see you in the next episode.